Hey, Dan the Wolfman here, kicking it at King Mo's place. Hey, King Mo, how's it going?
Chilling, man, chilling. What's going on with
you? You've signed this great deal, you know, with TNA and Bellator. I mean, of course, MMA is your roots, but you got a great personality. I think you can expand. How did that whole thing come about?
You know, what happened was, when I got cut, Bellator hit me up talking about, we have a deal we want to offer you, and I think you'll like it, and I didn't know what to expect. So 2-3 days later, they hit me up saying that we want you to do pro wrestling and fight for Bellator. And when I heard that, I was like, all right, let's sign.
Because you're in a boxing, you're in a pro wrestling. I mean, you've watched it growing up, and so and you got the personality. So why not do it, right?
Yeah, why not? I feel like this could be another way for other fighters to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And I know Dixie Carter, she was trying to work with Zuffa while they're with Spike to get other pro fighters into pro wrestling. It'd be a good way to cross promote and market some of the fighters, and
it's the same demographic.
Yeah, same. But I guess they shot it down. You know what I'm saying, like an airplane.
Well, yeah, why? There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's unprecedented in a way. If you're kind of doing them at the same time, but it's not like you're the first fighter who ever did this. Gene the Bell guy I trained with, he was a pro wrestler, but he's a real catch wrestling guy. He's a real, skilled guy who taught other people, and had like the first MMA match in 1963 versus a boxer. Yeah. Really, you've had Dan Severn, was NWA champion, going into the UFC. You had Shamrock, Pancrase, UFC, WWE,
Barnett, UFC. I'm catching Japan. As a matter of fact, I remember my first fight in Goku. The dude that fought Sanji Abiro had a pro wrestling match the day before the fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them boys in Japan, they've been doing that, but I guess it's
why all these punks giving you so much shit on the internet?
Because they're mad. They go to Zuffa or go to UFC, which whatever. They're fans. To me, I'm like, hey, y'all can be fans. Be fans of fighters first. Because without us, you don't have no Bellator, no UFC, no XFL, no Titan. You have nothing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Without the fighters, all you have is an organization.
Yeah, and haters are just haters, And in that way, I do like Bellator, because Bellator takes care of the fighters. The fighters do control their destiny. You do got to get through the tournament to get the title shot, even when they sign a big name like you. And they've done that. They've done that before.
Yeah.
So they're keeping it to the way they started.
Yeah, keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem being in no tournament, because it's like wrestling to me. In wrestling, you have to get that gold, get that gold medal, or get the medal at the end. You know what I'm saying? You have to win the tournament. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there and win this tournament and win it big.
And you'll get probably 3 fights in 3 months, 4 months, or whatever it is, starting in January, right?
Yeah, and that's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? The more fights, the better.
And then you get to work your personality, learn your ringer and stuff. You're gonna go down Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Yeah. I've been there before. I was there for my WWE tryout, and back then Jim Cornette was there running it, and so Tom Pritchard was there too. Now it's run by Al Snow and somebody else. I'm not sure who, but
I like Al Snow. Al Snow is cool. Al Snow was in Dan Severn's corner at the UFC 4, and he was cool as hell when I tried out for Tough Enough years ago.
Former catch wrestler, I believe. Knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind working with him. And I've been texting with Kurt Angle. We got some crazy things we're gonna do for my first fight coming back.
I might have a couple finishing moves for you. I'll have to show you. I got a couple of things that are pretty cool. Some catch stuff that's legit. That would look good to the crowd, from afar and stuff. Because you got to think about selling things, guys. I don't know why people have a problem with selling. You know the difference. Why can't they know the difference? Fans, if you don't like pro wrestling, fine. But don't hate a man who can do both. And a lot of fighters have, and that's how your history of catch wrestling and fighting really does. It is really.
Well, it's like this. The people that get it are the ones shining. The hottest person in MMA right now is Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen be cutting promos left and right. You know what I'm saying? Superstar Billy Graham promos. I might as well start cutting, Iceman King Parson promos. Yeah. It bees that way sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
It took a guy who guys weren't totally, let's say people weren't totally interested in Chael until he started cutting promos pro wrestling style. I mean, people were, Chael was the guy who lost by submissions, couldn't defend submissions, and now he's, more hyped and more followed than anybody.
And the thing is, Chael, I think the promos is helping Chael get his confidence up, and he's having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man's having fun out there is a man that's gonna be winning. You know what I'm saying? Guys that aren't having fun, they start losing, and they start thinking about, hey, I need to retire. Chael's out there having fun, doing his thing, and winning. So I don't knock him. You know what I'm saying? I actually congratulate that dude for doing that.
Cool. And how's things at AK?
Man, I love AKs much.
They got a lot of fights coming up in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, a lot of fights. Yeah.
Strike Force this Saturday. You got Mike Kyle. You got, of course, Daniel Cormier, who I think you work out a lot with. You like training there. You like all the different training partners because there's guys. Cal Kingsbury's a huge dude. You got some big guys to work with over there, and I'm sure wrestling with Daniel, and you got a great wrestling background. Maybe a lot of fans don't understand that you got this real legitimate wrestling credentials and big titles, right?
Yeah, a lot of people don't get it. And I don't care if they don't, because a lot of them, they're just stupid. If they hear what certain people say in over the commentary and they run with that, But it is what it is. If they want to know how good I was, or Daniel was, or anybody that really wrestled at this high level, they can always sit up USA Wrestling and get our videos and see how we did overseas and random countries like Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Turkey. We've been in Siberia and Chechnya, wrestled the best wrestlers in the world, Belarus. They can always find out where our track record is.
Speaking of that international experience, I mean, you came out of the gate. You came out of the gate running in MMA, and you were cool as a cucumber. I mean, do you think that's why? Because you're so used to going against whoever it is. You think that wrestling background really is what did it for you? Wrestling international experience, really.
Yeah, I think wrestling helped me because I was used to competing. The international background helped me because, from traveling, I kind of understood certain cultures, and I kind of understood how certain cultures acted. For instance, with Gegard Mousasi, who's a good fighter, I saw when he beat Babalu, I was like, man, he celebrated, okay. But on his other wins, he was kind of quiet like the Russians. Because you watch Satiev, or you watch Gazumov, and you watch, Gitsalov and other wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Lebedev, they're good wrestlers. When they win, they just do this.
Stoic. Yeah, they're stoic. Yeah.
Like Fedor. So when I saw Fedor winning, and Fedor walking to the ring, I was used to seeing that because I seen it in Russia with my own two eyes. So I know how Armenians and Iranians are. Because when they win, they're like me. They celebrate. They have a good time. I've been to Iran before. I wrestled in Iran. When they win, they celebrate. I've seen Armenians win and wrestle. Celebrate. So I was like, this dude is Armenian. Armenian/Iranian. So I was like, something ain't right here. For him to be acting like Fedor. And that's why I was like, I think he's acting like a fraud. In that sense. I'm not saying that. He's a bad fighter, but I just felt like that was a tale that I saw that he wasn't truly confident.
Yeah, I think he knew he was beatable the whole time, and he would even say so in interviews. Basically, I mean, he didn't claim to be this invincible cyborg robot that everyone made him out to be. Well, no, he's a great fighter. No, he is.
He's a good,
but he can be wrestled, and everyone has weaknesses.
I had to wrestle him, but I think that he's a good fighter. I think that he knew that he's gonna be a tough fight, and he came ready, and I like the dude. I have no problem with him. I like watching him fight actually. So yeah. we're not like friends, but I actually when I was in Japan, I watched him beat Kiyotaro, which was a big win. I watched him beat Musashi, which is another big win, and he's very talented, especially stand up. I said it before, as far as just pure stand up, no one's messing with him. I don't care who it is because he's just that good.
What do you think Daniel's going to get it done in a couple nights against Barnett? I mean, Barnett is a skilled guy, but you think Daniel's speed? Or you think Daniel's just hands? What do you think?
I think everything. I think more of Daniel, not just speed, because Barnett doesn't do it speed and hands, but I think it's going to be Daniel's mentality that's going to do it. Because I don't think that Barnett's fought many people with the mindset of Oklahoma State wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Because we come with it.
You go hard. You go nonstop from belt to belt.
We try to with me. I'm looking to end careers and make you go down a weight class or knock you out. Daniel's doing the same thing. When we wrestled, we used to have place bets on who could retire the most people, because we wanted to go out there and beat someone so bad that they had questioned their career. So me and Daniel played every year. We placed bets. $10 I retire more people this year than you do, and we used to do that. That's our mentality. Oklahoma State Cowboy.
Well, back to TNA. You got a tag team partner lined up yet? You think they might do something like that with you?
Well,
you think maybe there's room for the Wolfman? I mean, King Mo and the Wolfman might be good. It's either that or I'm going to be going in there with Dan Sever and we'll make some stuff happen. Because I do like pro wrestling shoot style, stiff style, like making it look like a fight. And it's exciting. I mean, Barnett's match in the years was good.
Japanese style. that's what TNA / Impact Wrestling, they're gonna start going to that style pretty soon, within the next few months. So
if who else know a word, maybe he'll remember me. I'm training with Severin and stuff, and he was
Okay.
tight with Severin, so
I will.
maybe I'll be out there. All right, thanks for your time. You guys check out ProMMANow.com for all your information. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Dan The Wolfman 1. You got 500 instructional videos and interviews. And thanks for having me at our house today to chill out.
Thanks, bro. MMA Elite represent.
All right, thanks.